Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is me, Udik James Mokhtan and Fidel Serchan. We are here to predict match week 9. Okay, guys, I know today you can see a little bit of a different setup. I hope it's good. I hope it's better than before. Okay, let's move on with the recap. So the first match was between Liverpool and Watford. Claudio Ranieri's returned to the EPL, but it didn't go as planned because Liverpool absolutely crushed Watford 5-0. Me and Fidel, we both predicted Liverpool to win. We both predicted a 3-1. I predicted 3-1, whereas Fidel had predicted 3-0. So we'll both get the points since Liverpool won. The next game was between Aston Villa and Wolves. Wolves with a late comeback. What a comeback that was! Following the goals of Connor Cody and Ruben Neves' free kick in the end, Wolves won it 3-2. I had predicted it to be a tie, 2-2, whereas Fidel had predicted a tie as well, 1-1. Didn't go our way. The next game was between Leicester City and Manchester United. And Manchester United struggled, whereas Leicester took advantage of it and won the game by 4-2. A silent Cristiano Ronaldo didn't perform that well that day, even though he performed really good yesterday in the Champions League. I had predicted Manchester United to win 1-0, whereas Fidel had predicted it to be a tie 1-1. We both didn't get our predictions right. Man City versus Burnley. Uh, well, we both predicted Man City to win this game. Fidel predicted 4-0. I had predicted 3-0. Man City did win this game 2-0. Norwich versus Brighton. I had predicted Brighton to win since Brighton were performing so well, whereas Fidel predicted a tie 2-2, and it indeed was a tie 0-0. Southampton versus Leeds United. Southampton without James Ward-Prowse still won the game 1-0. I had predicted it to be a tie 3-3, a high goal scoring game, whereas Fidel did predict Southampton to win, and Southampton did win. Brentford versus Chelsea. Edouard Mendy was the hero for Chelsea. Since that performance, there has been a lot of dispute regarding um, why Edouard Mendy was not in the Ballon d'Or 2021 shortlist because he had performed so well. And Chelsea, but still, Chelsea did win 1-0, even though Brentford were amazing in the second half. Absolutely amazing. I had predicted it to be a tie 1-1, but Mendy did stop me, whereas Fidel had predicted Chelsea to win 3-0. So he was right. Everton versus West Ham United. I finally got this one right. West Ham did win the game. I had predicted a 2-0 game. West Ham won 1-0, whereas Fidel had predicted a 2-2 tie between Everton and West Ham. Newcastle versus Tottenham. Uh, a good game, and we also saw an incident of a fan collapsing, right? Just before first half, the game had to be stopped for a while. We are glad to hear that he is okay now. But yes, Tottenham did win the game 3-2. We both had predicted Tottenham to win. I had predicted 2-1. Fidel had predicted 2-1 too. Arsenal versus Crystal Palace, the return of Patrice Vieira, the legend, who is now Crystal Palace's manager. He returned to the Emirates Stadium, and wow, Crystal Palace performed well, and they did tie the game 2-2. And I'm very impressed with this player, Conor Gallagher. He's been playing really, really well. So yes, Arsenal 2, Crystal Palace 2. We both had predicted Arsenal to win 1-0. Didn't go our way. So let's see what our total score was. Total score, as you can, as you know already, Fidel did get more of the predictions right than mine. Phil got 6 out of 10, whereas I got 4 out of 10, and this is his eighth straight win, eighth straight consecutive win, and I am still struggling to get my first win. So yes, sometimes I feel like I'm the wrong man for this job, But let's see. 30 games still left to go, so let's see what happens. Let's move on with match week 9 predictions now. The first match is between Arsenal and Aston Villa. Aston Villa who nearly won the game against Wolves um, the past week, but yes, that amazing comeback from Wolves did cost them the match. But what do I think about this match is I think this will be a good game because Arsenal they have been improving too, and but I still think Aston Villa will win this game and Arsenal will struggle. So I would say Aston Villa to win it 2-1.
Um, Arsenal, Aston Villa. Okay, I'm gonna say opposite. I'm gonna say Arsenal's gonna win 2-1, and I'm gonna say Aubameyang's gonna score a goal.
Okay. Chelsea versus Norwich. Norwich still at the bottom of the table. They finally got their second tie, but yes, they've been losing too many games, and I think they will lose this one too because it's against Chelsea. Even though Chelsea is without Romelu Lukaku and Timo Werner, two of their best strikers, but they're still strong because they've got players like Mason Mount, Hakim Ziyech, to cover up for Romelu Lukaku and Timo Werner. So I think Chelsea will win this game, not by much. I would say 2-0.
Okay. I'll say Chelsea will win 3-0.
Mm?
And I'm gonna say Kai Havertz will score a goal for Chelsea.
Okay. Crystal Palace versus Newcastle United, and the recent news says it is that Steve Bruce has resigned. He has been sacked. They didn't directly say sacked, but yes,
Mutual consent.
mutual consent. Yeah, mutual consent. He left the club by mutual consent. It's gonna be a new era for Newcastle United as they begin their search, the search NF. They begin their search for a new manager, and it looks like Paulo Fonseca, the former Roma boss, looks to be one of the contender. But yes, let's move on with our match predictions. I would say Crystal Palace and Newcastle a tie, 1-1, and Saint Maximin to score a goal.
Um, that's exactly what I was thinking actually as well. I was gonna say 1-1 tie. Boring game. First game after the Steve Bruce era. It's gonna be a tie, I feel like as well. Maybe certain someone like IU scoring for Crystal Palace, maybe.
Mm,
But I'll say 1-1 as well.
okay. Everton versus Watford. Everton lost their game against West Ham United 1-0, not by much. They have not been performing that well, but they have not been falling down as well because they did pull off a tie without Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin against Manchester United. So that's a huge thing for them because their star players which are Richarlison and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So they still, I think Everton will pull off this one and win this game by a narrow 2-1 victory for Everton. And I would say someone like Dokore scoring a goal.
Yeah. I was also gonna say the same thing, but I think it's gonna be a 3-1 win for Everton.
Okay.
They should cruise here, even without some of the injuries. I think Doucouré will score, and I think Demarai Gray will score a goal as well for Everton.
Okay. Leeds United versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. And Wolverhampton Wanderers are finally getting back to their winning ways. We have all been praising about how good they play, but they were not being able to get the results at the first few games. But now they're getting it, and they look really good. Whereas Leeds have been performing worse and worse. So this is something that we didn't expect from Marcelo Bielsa at the start of the season, but it looks like he needs to rebuild the squad. He needs to change some of his things there. So I would say Wolves to win this game 1-0.
I'm thinking it's going to be a high-scoring thriller. I think yeah, Leeds has struggled, but I think they're still good enough to score goals. I think they got players like Rafinha and Bamford that they're really good score. They always score, right?
Mm,
Um, and yeah, I'm gonna say it's gonna be a 3-3 tie, and I'm gonna say Jimenez and Bamford will both score, and I think Rafinha will score as well.
okay. Southampton versus Burnley, two teams that I'm not that quite interested in watching this game. So I would go for a 1-0 victory for Southampton.
I'm gonna say Southampton will pull it off with two late goals at the end.
Hmm.
With Ward Prowse if he plays and Che Adams scoring. So I'm gonna say a 2-0 Southampton win.
Okay. Brighton versus Manchester City. Manchester City played really, really well in their last game at the UEFA Champions League against Club Brugge, and now they're facing Brighton, who seems to be like one of the underdogs right now in the EPL. So I wouldn't say it's gonna be easy for Manchester City. I wouldn't say it's gonna be that difficult too. So I would go with a 2-0 victory for Manchester City, and I would say Cancelo scoring again.
Yeah, this game's a bit tricky. I could definitely see it being a 1-1 draw. But I think Man City has too much momentum right now. They're just cruising right now. I think De Bruyne is I think he had a couple assists last game in the against Bruges. He's started to get it going. He's been struggling a little bit, but I think it's gonna be an easy win for Pep and the boys. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a 4-1 win for Man City, and I think De Bruyne will score. Will score one, yeah.
Wow. Okay. This next game is something that it's a game that I would be really, really excited to watch because it's a game between Brentford and Leicester. And Brentford has been, for me, so far in the EPL, one of the most exciting teams to watch. Um, it doesn't matter whether they play against a big club, a club one of the big six, or it doesn't matter if they play against a small club just like them. They always perform at their very, very best level. So I would say Brentford to actually win this game 2-1.
Um, I think Leicester City, after beating my team last week, Man City, oh Man United, sorry, pretty convincingly, 4-2 win is against a top six team. That's pretty good. Continue that. They just came back and won 4-3 yesterday in their Europa League
Hmm.
game. I think Daka will continue. He scored 4 goals, and he also scored one against Man United as well. So I think he's going to continue his scoring here.
Hmm.
But Brentford are very feisty. So I think this is going to be a tie. I'm going to say a 2-2 draw. I think
2-2
Daka
draw.
will still score another goal. Yeah, 2-2 draw.
Okay, that will definitely be an exciting game to watch. West Ham versus Tottenham Hotspur, another game between two good teams um, who will be fighting for, I think, at least for the top six. West Ham United has been performing really, really good. Spurs, whereas they struggle a little bit past in the past few weeks, but they're trying to come back, and it's good to see Harry Kane back in the score sheet. So that might be some kind of an energy boost for Tottenham Hotspur. So I would say a tie game between West Ham and Tottenham Hotspur, 2-2, and Harry Kane to score again.
Wow, I was actually thinking the exact same thing. I was thinking a 2-2 draw as well.
Mm,
Tight game. I think West Ham and Spurs both have enough attacking talent to make this a draw. West Ham's pretty good. Like you cannot count them out.
yeah.
Antonio, they got a bunch of really good players, I think, and I can see them scoring like a couple of goals already in the first half, and then a couple of goals in the second half by both teams. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna say 2-2 draw as well here.
Okay, fair enough. Now let's go towards the big one. This is the match of the week: Manchester United versus Liverpool. And now we saw it yesterday in the Champions League. Man United did pull off a comeback victory, 2-0. They're 2-0 down in the first half, whereas they scored 3 goals in the second half with Cristiano Ronaldo scoring that winning header. Can we see another comeback, or what do you think is going to happen over here?
Many will think that Liverpool should win this pretty easily, considering our recent run,
Yeah.
our recent EPL run. Right, we lost to Leicester. We drew to a couple of bottom, not the top six teams. We're losing points where we shouldn't be. But I think after that great comeback in the Champions League, I think Man United are going to show some pride. but I don't think they'll win,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think they'll lose either. So I'm gonna go. I want you to win. Remember this. Every week I've been saying this. I want you to win. Um, so I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw here. I think the both teams will share a point.
I'm gonna pick a tie too. I would say a nil-nil draw between Liverpool and Manchester United. And for me, I think you know who's gonna perform well? David De Gea, Man United's goalkeeper. He's been
He
pretty
played well
well.
yesterday.
He
Yeah.
played really, really well yesterday, so I think he'll perform well and he'll stop Liverpool. Definitely sure. It's for sure. It's a guarantee that Liverpool will dominate the game,
Yeah.
right? But I think De Gea would be the man in the
Man,
right place and stopping Mo
mm.
Salah,
Salah's on
Firmino,
fire.
and Mane.
Salah is on fire right now.
Yep,
So
yep.
it's scary. I
So
mean,
scary.
Liverpool should be winning this, based on the odds and our injuries as well. Like Varane is still out. Um, Rashford, I mean, he just came back. He's still kind of,
Hmm.
getting used to the pitch, but he scored 2 goals in 2 appearances so far. So I'm really hoping Ole goes for that. Rashford, Cavani, Ronaldo up front. I really hope Cavani starts. I think we need to score right away. We need to be in the front foot, you know.
Yeah,
I don't want to see Sancho starting. Maybe off the bench. He didn't look too bad yesterday off the bench. I thought he played pretty well. He brought some energy, but I really think Rashford, Cavani, and Ronaldo should start up front.
true.
I don't mind seeing Lingard come at the end like a sub, like an impact sub if we're drawing or losing. I definitely think. I mean, Fred actually played really well yesterday. I was very impressed in the second half. So I think, I mean, with Ole, he's always gonna play that Fred combination with McTominay and Fred.
That might
So
not
I don't
always
expect,
work though.
yeah, but I really think Van de Beek should get a chance, but I don't think Ole is gonna trust him in a big game like this since he hasn't ever played him. Or it feels like that. So I think he's gonna go for that. Fred and McTominay midfield. They put Pogba and Bruno, and then the three guys up front, like I mentioned. And I really hope he would play a 3-5-2 formation, but let's see what happens. I think yeah, Maguire, it looks like he's back. He scored a goal yesterday, a nice striker type goal. That was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But I mean, if United could win, that would be amazing. But Liverpool with Firmino scoring like a hat trick, I think last week, and then Jota.
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared of Jota. Jota is a great player, I think, and then you obviously have Salah, who's
Yeah.
the best player. I think he's been the best player overall in the world this year. If I'm, like even better than Messi
Yeah.
and Ronaldo.
Yeah.
So maybe Lewandowski is probably up there, but Salah's been amazing. At least this season, he's been the best player by far.
Yeah.
And they got players like Van Dyke. They have all these other really good players. So I'm hoping United would win, but realistically, I think it could be a 1-1 draw.
Well, yes, we have predicted match week 9, but before we go, of course, we have this thing called lock of the week. So let's pick our lock of the week. I would go with the West Ham game, West Ham versus Spurs. I picked a 2-2 game. That will be my lock of the week.
Okay, I'll go with a hard one here too. I'm gonna say I'll say Leeds and Wolves is gonna be a draw. I said 3-3, but I think it'll be a draw.
Okay. Okay. So there we have it, guys. The Matchweek 9 predictions. We picked our lock of the week too. We will be seeing you soon with our next video. But till then, keep subscribing, keep liking, and keep sharing our channel to everyone. Peace.